As summer moves to fall and Missouri Valley students get settled into their schedules, so comes the return of KMVC News for the 25-26 academic year. I'm Deja White. Missouri Valley official enrollment number for the fall semester is 1,511 students. That's the third consecutive year Missouri Valley has topped the 1,500 student plateau. Valley returned 58% of its students from the spring semester, in which almost 300 students graduated. Students new and old were invited to the third annual President's Picnic on the Quad following the convocation ceremony in the semester's second week. The picnic had several tents with hot dogs, pulled chicken, and mac and cheese. Some areas of the Quad had games, all for students to meet in an informal setting. Other convocation events included a seminar about the Student Research Symposium, popsicles with professors, and casino night. Missouri Valley is cooking up a new dining option as the college is adding Qdoba as part of the college food services. KMVC's Luis Palomino reports how the addition is changing the dynamics of food at Missouri Valley.
Students at Missouri Valley College often face long lines and overcrowding in the main dining hall. Next semester, dining services hopes to ease that issue with the addition of Qdoba, a Mexican restaurant.
The Qdoba project will start here within the next couple of months. We should be available come the next semester.
The new restaurant will be part of the student meal plan and offer another option beyond that well-known dining hall at Ferguson Center.
You will be given so many meals throughout the week to use over at that location. It's a pretty neat deal because it is a branded concept. It is available like at other colleges, Mizzou, things like that. It will also be available to the public. It will be under construction starting in November, I believe, maybe possibly October.
With Qdoba set to open next semester, Dining Services says they feel happy about this decision of opening a new restaurant for the community and for students without affecting their budget. Luis Palomino, KMVC News.
Qdoba is expected to begin operations in the first weeks of December, but should be fully operational for the spring semester as a new food option for meals on campus. KMVC News will update this story as the semester moves along. Missouri Valley College is celebrating one of its own as Assistant Library Dean Samantha Perkins was elected as the Vice President of the Mobius Board of Directors. KMVC's Cadalt Carbo reports on what's up and what's next for Perkins and Mobius.
Mobius is a collection of over 60 libraries collaborating to provide students and faculty with higher access to books, electronic materials, and innovative service. To Missouri Valley College, it represents resources way beyond the walls of its own library.
Mobius is the consortium that we are a part of. It's a group of about 68 other libraries throughout the Midwest, and it's a resource sharing consortium. So that provides us access to physical materials and electronic materials. It provides free professional development for all of my staff here.
Perkins is serving her second year on the Mobius Board of Directors. Now she's taking on a new position of the Vice President. She will assist in strategic planning, membership growth, and membership needs of member libraries.
I've served on the board of directors for the last year now, so this will be my second year on the board, serving in more of a leadership role. Serving as vice president this year, and then next summer I will be elected to serve as president of the board of directors.
For Perkins, this position is not just about professional growth. It also emphasizes the position of Missouri Valley College as a higher education and innovation leader.
It's a great opportunity for me personally and professionally. I enjoy working with all of my colleagues at Mobius, and I think this is a great opportunity to expand my leadership skills. I also see this as a really great position for Missouri Valley College to be in, with letting me serve in this position, going out and talking to other schools in other places. For example, we're trying to expand our membership out into Kansas.
As the Vice President of Mobius, Perkins will remain in her job in this place, Missouri Valley College. She will assume the role of the board president during the summer of 2026. Carol Carbo, KMVC News.
Missouri Valley, in a statement, calls Perkins' appointment of a commitment to academic collaboration, helping students and faculty benefit from partnerships across the consortium. The Missouri Valley football team opened the LeQuentin Black era with a come-from-behind win against Clark, but the Vikings fell on the road in Peru in the season's second week. Valley hit the road for a second straight week to take on 2-1 Culver Stockton. The Vikings had managed 8 first-half points through the season's first 2 games, but took advantage of their opportunities against the Wildcats. On the first play from scrimmage, Tamel Staples hit Adonis Whitley, and the Vikings had a 7-0 lead 10 seconds into the game. 4 plays and just 67 seconds later on the clock, Kingston Kramer makes the interception and returns it 25 yards to put Valley up 13-0. Culver Stockton fumbled the ensuing kickoff. Valley recovered, and Silas Morton capped a 2-play drive with an 8-yard touchdown run. 20-0, not even 3 minutes into the game, it was more of the same for the Vikings in the second quarter. Bryce Jackson scored for the Vikings on a 10-yard run. Morton scored a second rushing touchdown. Morton now has 5 touchdowns on the season. And Jesse Johnson returned a kickoff 93 yards. He was named the Hearts Special Team Player of the Week. It's a 40-point first-half outburst, and Missouri Valley led by 19 at the break. The second half didn't have the same opportunities. Culver Stockton scored 20 straight to take a 1-point lead late in the fourth. But Staples hit Khalil White for a 26-yard score. The 2-point try was good, and Valley escapes Culver Stockton with a 48-41 win. That's the most points the Vikings have scored in 2 years. Missouri Valley is 2-1 with the win. The Vikings are back at home on the 27th with an intra-divisional game on Family Weekend against winless Baker. That's the conference opener for Missouri Valley. The Missouri Valley women's soccer team is ranked 6th in the most recent NAIA poll. That's the highest ranking on record for the program. The Vikings first put that top 10 ranking to the test against rival Central Methodist in Fayette and earned a draw by scoring in the 87th minute. The weekend brought Culver Stockton to Marshall, and the Wildcats were trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Isabella Williamson was making her first start in the net for the Wildcats, and the Vikings put the pressure on her early, finally breaking through off a free kick and the 3rd goal of the season for Sylvia Maldonado. That was the lone goal into the second half when Valley scored twice in 33 seconds. Judith Ferre scored her team-leading 6th of the year, then Katarina Simic scored her 1st of the season, and Missouri Valley had a 3-0 lead less than 3 minutes into the second half. The Vikings pushed the lead to 4 on a Marlene Flores goal. Culver Stockton scored in the 74th minute, but Missouri Valley moves to 3-0-1 in conference play with the 4-1 win. The Vikings next play Hart newcomer William Woods on the 23rd in a game that's available on the Viking Sports Network. The Missouri Valley men's soccer team had 1 point in the standings off a tie against Clark on the 13th, so the Vikings needed a win to keep the pace in the league where 7 teams are getting national recognition. Taiga Matsumoto scored in the 14th minute to put the Vikings up 1-0. Shiko Kiyomiya scored in the 61st minute. Alexander Ullman scored off a pass from Luis Mencos to make it 3-0. The Vikings held Culver Stockton to just 4 shots, just 1 in the second half, and Missouri Valley gets its first win of conference season 3-0. It was the first goal of the season for all 3 Viking scorers. Mencos had 2 assists. The Vikings host William Woods on the 23rd, and the Owls are looking for their first win in Hart Conference play. The game is on the Viking Sports Network. Cowboys and cowgirls from all over the Ozark region rode into Marshall for the annual Viking Stampede Rodeo. The Viking Stampede marks the start of the 2025-26 college rodeo season for all Ozark region teams. Valley's rodeo teams are off to a strong start in the team's only home event of the season. The men scored 630 points coming in first overall, while the women tallied 267 points, taking first as well. The Vikings led in 4 out of 8 events in the Viking Stampede. Cooper Heimberg won bareback riding, Cody Vaughn took breakaway roping, Judd Pope claimed saddle bronc riding, and Addie Durr secured the win in goat tying.
Well, as an alumni, I always appreciate seeing the next generation of student athlete. It gives me pride to see the new students come and do well and succeed. And then some of them even go on to do well outside of college rodeo and compete at the national finals rodeo. And that gives, me school pride, knowing that the program produces really great rodeo athletes.
Marshall rallied around the Vikings at the Saline County Fairgrounds while the Vikings put on a show, claiming their first win in their first competition of the season.
It means the world to me. I absolutely love this team, and if you know anything about this team, like, the community loves us, and we love the community. Like, I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to compete for Missouri Valley.
Vikings rodeo teams now head to West Alabama for September's final weekend for another Ozark Region event. The men's rodeo team is trying for its 10th consecutive Ozark Region title. The women's team was the reserve champions for the region in the 2024 season. The birth of a new season for the Missouri Valley women's volleyball team also came with the birth of head coach Nicole Murphy's third child. Men's volleyball head coach Noah Cotterman assisted the team during the first weeks of the season, and more on Cotterman in a minute. Now Murphy and the Vikings are growing into the Heart of America Conference schedule. All 15 Heart schools have women's volleyball, so the schedule is set up in a pod format. Valley plays one game against each team in the Iowa pod, one against each team in the Tri-State pod that includes the Kansas schools, Peru State, and Park, and a home-and-home series against the Missouri pod. The Vikings finished their tour through the Iowa teams on the road against Graceland. The Vikings trailed in the first set 19-14, then went on an 11-3 run and won the set on a Laura Tavares block. Missouri Valley and Graceland were tied at 18 in the second set, and the Vikings took a run again. This time a 7-3 stretch, taking the set 25-20. More of the same in the third, again tied at 18, again a 7-3 run to close it out. Valley's Olivia Randolph had 3 of her team-leading 10 kills during the outburst. Missouri Valley improves to 2-4 and 7-8 in the Heart Conference. Juliana Oliveira added 9 kills. Kellen Fitzgerald had 19 assists. Ana Franco made 18 digs. The Vikings step out of conference on the 24th for a match against Haskell before returning to league play against William Woods. Valley's next home game is October 3rd against 10th-ranked Missouri Baptist. The Missouri Valley men's volleyball team is now looking for a head coach after Noah Cotterman announced his departure after a single season, plus time helping the women's team. The announcement came through his personal Instagram account. Cotterman led the Missouri Valley men's volleyball program to a 22-5 record, tied for the most wins in program history. The Vikings won the first Heart regular season title in program history and made their second appearance at the NAIA National Tournament, advancing to the semifinals for the first time. Originally, Missouri Valley students with Fresh Ideas meal plans received $50 a semester in their accounts. This fall, students noticed something extra. An additional $50 appeared in students' accounts, catching many by surprise. The bonus funds can be used at Starbucks in the Malcolm Center or at the Viking Express store on the first floor of Ferguson. So far, no official explanation has been given for why the extra money was added. Still, students aren't complaining and are taking advantage. Whether it's grabbing a coffee at Starbucks or getting a quick meal from Viking Express, the extra funds are making campus life a bit sweeter this semester. KMVC News runs weekly on Tuesdays through the fall semester on YouTube under the KMVC Viking username. So the next edition gets released on the afternoon of September 30th. I'm Deja White, and this is KMVC News.